she can actually do some of this work a little later. Okay, so welcome, you guys. I'm so glad you're here. Why don't we do a quick round, since we have such a small group, and that's a good thing. I love the fact that it's a small group because we're going to be able to take this extended course that I used to do, which I've combined into a small, intimate situation of 2.5 hours. And we're going to be able to still have that personal connection with everybody. So I'm excited about that. So Carol, why don't you go first and tell everybody who you are, what you do, just so we can.
Okay, I'm Carol Hardy, and I am a realtor with Century 21 Hellman Stribling in Georgetown, Texas. And my husband also works from home, so that's why I have the earphones so that he's not hearing all of this. It bugs him, even though he's across the house, but still. So that's why I may look weird with.
No.
Okay.
Sometimes that's better sound. Cool. Next, Sean, why don't you go?
Oh, well, I'm Sean, and I'm in Oak Island, North Carolina. And my husband works from home too, but he's not here today, or I would have the headphones in too. So, and I have a promotional products company.
There you go. When you say promotional products, what all does that entail?
If you can put your logo on it, we can get it for you. Pretty much. Everything from trade show backdrops, flags, to coffee cups and keychains.
Oh, wow. Fantastic.
And apparel.
Yeah. I love the apparel thing. We're going to have to talk maybe a little bit later. I have some ideas. Carla, sorry, what about you?
Well, I'm a business growth strategist. So I work with small to medium-sized businesses. I target women-owned businesses to help them grow and scale. So we do a lot of strategic marketing with them. We don't do digital marketing. We outsource it, but we do the messaging, and then we work on infrastructure and just help businesses grow.
And how many women are in your company?
I am heading, there's actually another one. She's in Canada.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm heading up the division, and I'm in Dallas. So I'm getting ready to bring on another coach. So the plan is to get coaches in Austin, Houston, and San Antonio. Awesome. And probably like the other part of the Metroplex, maybe Arlington or Fort Worth.
Yeah. Where in Dallas are you?
I live in Garland, and my office is in Richardson.
Okay. Yeah, I grew up in the Lake Islands area.
Oh, sure. Okay. That's
my family's still all up there. So
yeah. Cool. Love that area.
Cool. Well, I love that Carla has taken on, the founder of your company founded it how long ago? Let me turn my
1983. He started it. So he's 75 years old.
Yeah.
And so he's been working with, his sweet spot is like 750,000 to $1 million that he likes to work with. So I we just lost our biggest client like this month. Right.
Pressure's on.
I know.
Yeah. You know what? It's scary sometimes, but don't you think that's like it's a pivotal point. That's where you learn to shift and you grow and you maybe implement some new things, but
exactly.
It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. And you guys all know my story, so I don't need to tell you. So let's move into this. The one thing I want you guys to know, and do we have any ties? I know, Carol, you said you had some ties in your assessment. Sean, do you have any? Carla?
Didn't have any ties.
I do have a tie. Yeah.
You have a tie? Okay, so we're going to do a tiebreaker. I'll explain that in a second. But the first thing about this training, I want you to know that we're going to do a little bit of talking. We're going to do some exercises where I may stop the recording and kind of turn this off, and we'll set a timer and come back on. If it's going to take 10 minutes for us to do whatever we're doing, then we'll just, kind of shut down but not log out and then pop back on in 10 minutes. That also allows you time if you need to take a break or go get something to drink or a cup of coffee or something like that. So the goal for today is completion, not perfection. So we're going to be moving through some of these exercises pretty quickly, and you can get kind of sucked in and go, well, I need to refine. And you know what? You can refine it later. So let's think of some of the things we're going to be writing about the brand that you're creating here as really a draft. It's a good draft because in a way, it's kind of like when you did the assessment, you're going with your first thing. And a lot of times that's the thing that you want to go with. But you can go back and refine it later. Just consider this a first draft. So we're going to review a few things. If time-wise, I'm going to be watching the clock carefully so we don't go late, because I know it's still a work day. It's a Friday. So I want to make sure that I honor your time. And I am very honored that you gave me your time this morning. So I want to make sure that you get the most that you can from this. This is something that I think is so amazing that you can build on. So if it's possible, I know I can see all you guys, so it's pretty easy to say don't multitask, which is one of the other things. But I understand too that if you have an emergency like if you're like, hey, by the way, our website's going down, you may want to go and take that. And you don't forget, we are recording it. So if you do miss a few minutes and it's really crucial, you can go back in and you can find it. So there are 2 archetypes that we're going to be working with, and you guys all have your cards. I said, don't print them out. You'll only need the 2 cards that we're going to be working with. Okay, so it's like save a tree. Stop, print them all. And by the way, if you want a set of cards for any reason, some people like to have them. I can send you a set for $22, which is what I pay for them. And they're really pretty. You'll see, I'll hold them all up on my end as we start to go through them. But you're going to hear me say leading and also signature. I'm going to kind of intertwine those 2 words just because it's an accidental thing that I do. But your leading, your signature archetype is going to have you going, oh my gosh, that's so me, as it probably already has. But it is very broad. It's still too broad. It's too general. So that's why we have the influencing archetype. And we only work with 2 because if we do more than that, it starts to get more convoluted. And so when you have a tie, I think Carol said that you have a 3-way tie for your second archetype. We're going to break that right now. So I want you, when we make the choice in your tie, I want you to just commit to what we've decided and kind of move that away. You have to let that go. Otherwise, you're going to be second guessing the whole time. And we're just going to go make that decision. And it's going to be a strong decision, which means we're just going to move forward with it. Okay. But we're going to make sure we make that choice well. So the influencing archetype is the second one. It is I just realized there's a typo in my notes. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. So the influencing archetype is what gives flavor, distinction to your signature archetype. So you'll see as we go into this. So let me write down everybody has their signature archetype, the number 1 archetype, right? Right. What is it for you,
Yeah.
Karen?
Alchemist.
Ah, okay.
That's surprising for me.
Sometimes it can be surprising, right? Like my big guy that said romantic. He was like, what? But when you really get into it and read it, it kind of makes sense, right? It's the fun thing. Sean, what about you? What was your leading?
Hero.
Awesome. I love that. Carla?
I'm also alchemist.
Alchemist. How fun. Alchemist is mine as well.
Oh.
But I love heroes too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do actually my husband is I think his leading archetype is hero. So, okay. And Sean, your secondary, your influencing. What is that?
The alchemist.
It is alchemist? Oh, that's so funny. I don't think I've ever had this before. I've never had that. That's really interesting. This is going to be an interesting group. Okay. So Carla and Carol, I want you to look at the 2 or 3. Actually, Carol, let's work with you first because you have 3.
Yeah.
So what are the 3 that are tied?
Humanitarian, nurturer, and innocent.
Nurturer?
And quite frankly, I think just the word humanitarian, I'm like, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I'm more of either the I'm confessing. I didn't read on the cards exactly what they were.
Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. That's how we're going to break it. And then
really, I think I'm more of a nurturer or innocent.
Well, we're going to find out.
Okay.
And Carla, what are your ones?
I am an artist and a hero.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a moment with each of you to break that down. Since you don't have any overlapping cards in a tie, I'm going to work with you, Carol, first because you have 3. So we're going to break it down.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to take innocent and humanitarian first off.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and you can just listen if you want to. And
Okay.
Carla, I'm going to do the same thing with you. Okay. In fact, if you want, Carla, you can mute us as soon as you see what I'm doing, and you can do it on your own if you want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the spiritual contract, it's called. It's what's on the front of the card. I'm going to read both the humanitarian and the innocent. We're going to start with those two. And I want you to, as I'm reading this, I want you to think about which one is going, they're both going to sound like you. I want you to think which one is going to push you to grow more. Okay? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So when you say,
Oh,
I don't know about
the one I don't like.
It might be, but that's,
Okay.
that's what we're here to do, right? We want to push you to
Right.
grow. It's stepping into who you're supposed to be. And sometimes we hesitate to take that step. So that's why I want you to choose the one that's going to make you maybe grow a little bit more. So,
Okay.
Spiritual contract for humanitarian, I'm going to read first. So you can read with me if you have it, or you can just listen. To speak up for the common man or woman. The humanitarian archetype is the unsung hero. Their preference is to work behind the scenes for what they believe is fair and just, though they are willing to take center stage for a cause that is important to them. The humanitarian wants to be sure the common person feels heard, recognized, and valued. In their I'm just like you style, they are often the driving force behind great social change. They lead from the trenches, often inspiring others by their simple, forthright character. The humanitarian archetype taps into our desire to know that we all count and we each have a voice, no matter what our status is in life. So hold on to that. I'm going to read Innocent, the spiritual contract for that, to make us new again. The promise of the innocent is we can be happy. The innocent's childlike appeal touches our heart and holds out hope that somehow we can escape the hectic life around us and instead find ourselves in our own version of utopia. The innocent's unwavering faith and optimism speaks to our need for simpler times, wholesomeness, and honest values. Innocent brands create long-lasting loyalty because there's always some part of us that wants to either be a kid again or feel taken care of in at least one corner of our lives. No matter how practical the product, when created by the innocent archetype, it becomes something that makes us smile, feeling good, and hopeful about the world again. Out of those two,
I already know.
Which one
Humanitarian.
is going to push you a little more?
Yeah. Innocent, the innocent one, I don't even have to think about that. That is just me naturally every single day.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's true. I love it. Okay, so now we're going to take, what was the other one? Nurturer, right? So we're going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to quickly I may not read the whole thing. I'll just touch on humanitarian again, so it's in your head. The unsung hero. They work behind the scenes for what they believe is fair and just, but willing to take center stage for a cause they feel is important. They have a I'm just like you style. They lead from the trenches, often inspiring others by their simple, forthright character. The archetype taps into our desire to know that we all count. We each have a voice, no matter what our status is in life. That's humanitarian. Nurture. Nurture is to care for, nourish, and protect our mind, body, and soul. The nurture is compassion, generosity, and caring. It envelops us in the feeling that we are home. They care for our health, happiness, and well-being by soothing our hurts and comforting our hearts. The nurturer's deep desire is to take care of the people and things in their world, keeping them safe and protected. While often associated with women, Mother Earth, men too can claim this role. Although they are not typically the center of attention, the nurturer's influence can be felt throughout our society and its social programs. The nurturer appeals to our need for comfort and acceptance, no matter what.
Okay. Humanitarian.
I agree. I know you enough to say, yep. Okay, so you are alchemist, humanitarian.
Yeah.
All right. And Carol, you see where we're going with it. Oh, Carla, sorry. I keep looking at Carol and Carla. I got to move you. You're like right above one another. So I glance over. Carol and Carla. Okay. So Carla, you see what we're doing here. And thank you, Sean, for being patient.
Sure.
Humanitarian. Okay. So out of yours, let's look at artist and hero.
Right.
Again, which one's going to stretch you more?
Okay.
So I'm going to read them both. Hero, I'm going to read first. To achieve grace by triumphing over adversity. The hero's bravery and courage can take many forms, from toughness, conquest, and the drive to battle, to champion those who cannot stand up for themselves. The hero finds strength in adversity and values resilience, honor, and ambition. The hero's journey can be a physical one, or maybe instead be an interior quest of proving worth, facing fear, and overcoming great obstacles. While the hero's power and strength is often channeled into extreme competitiveness, when directed towards a higher good, the hero's perseverance, grit, and determination inspires us with the courage to achieve more than we thought possible. No matter what, the hero helps us tap into our own sense of honor, values, and conviction. Second one, artist. Remember, which one's going to stretch you more? Confidently honor self-expression. The artist's drive to reimagine the ordinary and turn it into the extraordinary is fueled by a deep desire to make things different than they are. Their imagination and unwillingness to conform is the catalyst for innovation and never-ending stream of possibility. What we see as simply lumps of clay, bits of paint and canvas, bricks and mortar, or an untapped potential, the artist sees as unlimited potential to transform our human experience. Their love of beauty, design, and creativity can be expressed in any form, from great art to redesigning everyday tasks, objects, and recreating our lives. The artist lifts us up, gives us permission to create not only how we see the world, but who we are in it as well.
Well, gosh, they're both strong. I love the hero. But I think the artist is maybe more, do I go with the one that I want?
What's the one you want?
I want the hero.
And is it because you strive to be seen that way?
Yeah, and I also want to do that for other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
It seems like that's what's really resonating with you.
Yeah, because there's a lot of overcoming adversity has been, and I'm actually starting to write a book. So it's kind of about that kind of thing. So
Then I think we go with that.
Yeah.
I think we go with that. Okay. So alchemist, hero. Good, strong combinations, you guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let me pull these cards so that I can refer to them as we're going through here. Alchemist. Alchemist is easy. Jeez. Holy cow. Okay. So you have these cards that I sent you. You are welcome at any point if you want to, click over and print out just your cards. You have the fronts and the backs. I'm happy reading it for you, but sometimes if you look at it, it's better. So now that you know what the cards are, you can take a second if you want and just print out those ones. Just those two. Alchemist, hero. Humanitarian. Humanitarian. That's it. Okay. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. All right. So you were given a worksheet as well. Did you guys get the worksheets or no?
The one that we did our scores on?
No, you actually should have got some worksheets. That was missing, huh? Okay, let me give you a link. Let me see how I can do this. 1 second. I just realized that you didn't have it. Well, let me think. Yeah, Leah, let's do this. I'll give it to you. I apologize for that. Goodness, you should. I wonder if I put a PDF. I don't know if I can put a PDF in here and have you guys print from here. Let's see if that works. I don't know if it will. I don't know what happens if you put a PDF in here. Let's explore.
Okay.
Let's see what happens when we do this. Okay, give me 1 second. Let's see. Okay.
That will work because we are all alchemists who are highly innovative.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Very cool. Brandon, client. There we go. Okay. So let's see. I have this here now. What if? Will that work? I'm trying. It looks like it's going, and then it doesn't say anything. Oh, did it show up for you in the chat?
Oh, in the chat?
Let's see.
Yes.
Is
I
there?
didn't have my little chat button wasn't clicked.
Oh, but
so
there's my little good morning, hello, how are you? And here's your link to the other things, but you didn't get the PDF in there.
No, I didn't.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I have.
Oh, yeah, no.
Not that one. Yeah. Okay. You should have had that. So here's what I'm going to do. I think I have. I'm just going to do this the easy way because I don't know the link to it that we have on the site, or do I? All right. I'm going to send y'all an email. Can you all access your email right now?
I'm not sure. How would I do that if I'm on just?
Is Zoom taking up your whole screen?
It is.
There is, I think it's in the views, or if you go up, if it's saying Zoom at the top of your screen, you can go up to window. Quite possibly, you can put minimize. Or if it says view up there, you can also change it.
Okay, got it.
And then you can bring it back up the same way.
Okay.
Okay. So Carla at Foundation Coach. Does that work?
That's right.
Okay. Carol. Your Gmail is okay?
Yes.
Okay. And Sean. Yours isn't auto loading. So Sean, what's yours?
Sean at dwbonline.com.
DWB?
Yes.
There it is. It popped up. Okay. Okay. And are y'all able to print this? Hopefully.
Mine hadn't shown up yet.
Yeah,
Oh, not yet. Not yet. I'm just pulling it up.
Oh, but yes, I'd be able to
You'll
print.
be okay too? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Nothing fancy, not even a signature on this. I'm just sending it all over. Well, might as well put the signature in case you need to refer to it. Okay, coming your way. Coming your way. And once we have those, we'll pick up some speed here. Know if it arrives. And I apologize for that. I actually didn't
There we
realize
go.
it wasn't part of the auto. It should have been part of the auto responder. So good to know if that wasn't there. I'll have to fix that. So the first thing we're going to do with this is going to be creating our unique brilliance, which is kind of fun. And while you're getting that, I just want to do a quick review. If you guys were on the webinar, I think I've already explained, but I just want to do a quick review on, because it's good to think of this as we're moving into this. My favorite description of a brand is the promise of an experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to put that back in our heads as we move into this, because as we start making some quick decisions in our head, doing these exercises, I want you to think about that's what we're creating, is the experience of what it is to work with you. A printer. So
I know all our printers are printing.
I know. Great personal brands will answer a lot of questions. So you will know. You'll be able to say, who am I? What do I stand for? What do I not tolerate? What am I an expert in? The unique brilliance is the way to actually start this up. This is going to be really to center you in what we're about to do. But if you think of Deepak Chopra, for instance, right? He has a brand. His brand is a healer of mind, body, and spirit. That's who he stands for. There's more to life than what we see. He's an expert at making something esoteric understandable to mainstream America. So that's what he's an expert. You kind of want to get that clear for your brand so that you can move forward with that and build on it. We want more than anything, and I always think that any touch point that we have with somebody should be a positive emotional experience. That's what's going to get people connected, get people into action. It's really about connecting with their emotions, which makes sense that I am attracted to that. And that's how I made my money for a long time, right? As an actor, is exploring all of that. And I am fascinated with that, with the brain and what attracts us to other people. So that's probably one of my favorite things to do. So archetypes is something that we instinctively will understand. We look at it and we go, oh yeah, I get that. So one of the reasons I had you print out your cards too is that you can have that card sitting there and it will remind you that you can look at any problem, anything that is coming up for you in your business, any decision, and you can run it through that filter of remembering, oh yeah, I'm an alchemist. I'm a hero. I'm an alchemist, hero, alchemist for some of us. Right? I'm an alchemist humanitarian. So as an alchemist humanitarian, how would I handle this situation? How would I move? Would I say yes or no to this opportunity? Is it going to take me further into what I want to accomplish with my brand and my company or not? So there's a lot of reasons that I think I rely on my archetypes a lot. Since I went through this, I really do rely on them a lot. In fact, just yesterday, I was making I was talking last night at an event, and I had 10 minutes and I had to be really concise. 10 minutes is like that TED Talk. It's really hard to get a little speech done. And I actually went into my archetype cards to try to just wake my head up and get really clear on the language that I needed to use for that 10 minutes so that I could make it as impactful as possible, move people to action, whether it was to join up with me in my next program or whether it was to just do some work on their own and better what they're doing in their own business. So, and it went well. And I really attribute the fact that I was able to pull it together because I have something like this to look at. So it's what I'm hoping for you guys. So we've talked about signature and influencing. The first thing we're going to do is this little funky circle. We're going to keep going back to this today. So that's kind of the first page of your book. So this is what we're going to fill in so that at the end of this, you'll be able to look at one sheet instead of going through a whole workbook. Okay. So the first thing we're going to talk about is your unique brilliance. So this is not a skill that you learn. It's not like being good at computers. Your unique brilliance is something that has been with you. It's a gift. It's a talent that has been with you since you were born. It's just like, it's almost the essence of you. So guidelines listed. What does that mean? What does that mean? Hang on a second. Yeah, okay. Let's move forward real quick. We've done that, we've done that, we've done that. Okay, here we go. So it's a force, actually. It is the essence of you. It's what you do really well. You almost think that it's nothing, even though it's a strength of yours because it's so natural to you. Almost like Carol, when you're like, yeah, positive, I'm happy, that's just who I am, right? And that may be it. That may be one of your unique, that may be a big part of your unique brilliance, actually. Everyone has it. A lot of people, most people, I would say, unless they're actually actively doing this kind of work, are not aware of what their unique brilliance is. Or maybe they were once and then they put it aside because they do something like going into corporate and they're told to dumb themselves down in a way to not shine so much so that they can fit in and follow the rules. And that's sad to me. So I get a lot of people that come from corporate and find this great expression and they're finding their unique brilliance again. So an example of unique brilliance phrases, this is what you're going to come up with. Some examples, if it helps you to hear an example, is my unique brilliance is, and it always starts like that. My unique brilliance is, I ignite passion and action. I spark greatness. My unique brilliance is, I sparkle the divine. Okay, that's a little woo-woo for me, but it works for somebody. My unique brilliance is, I energize possibility. There's always a verb in there. So it helps if you look, I believe that you guys have yeah, you do. I don't have page numbers that you have. My book's a little different, but you have something called a unique brilliance verb list. It's not the complete list of the verbs possible, but it may get you kind of going.
Is that in the packet or is that on the card?
It's on the packet. It's in the packet that we just sent.
Okay.
The thing that just came through. The unique brilliance looks like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like that. Okay. And the page that we're going to be working on, most likely, if it's set up like my workbook, which I think it is, would be the page before creating your unique brilliance statement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as long as we're on the same page. Now, one step, that's the one we're going to be filling in. One step back is a couple of questions. How to discover unique brilliance is a title across the top of that one. But I want you to think, what are the things that you loved to do when you were a kid? And keep in mind that as we're creating the statement and putting the phrase together, this is not for anybody else. This is for you. This is not a tagline. This is not something that you're going to be necessarily telling other people. This is just for you. It's a reminder for you that your natural ability is this. This is who you are. So when you were a kid, sometimes it helps to think, what did you love to do? That can be something that sparks it. So I want you to fill that in. And then the second question is, what are the words or qualities that describe that thing that you used to love as a kid? And you'll see there's a couple little slats you can start to write something there. So I'm going to leave you guys just like 5 minutes to kind of look over that, think about this, and maybe, start remember, it's a rough draft, doesn't have to be perfect, to start my unique brilliance is, and then you can fill it in. Keep in mind, your unique brilliance statement, when you get it done, is not about others or other people. So it's not, I ignite passion in entrepreneurs. It's I ignite passion. So this is just about you. It's not referring to what you do for other people. That's a little bit further down the line here. So I'm going to, it's 10:36 on my watch. I'm just going to set a timer for 5 minutes. And if you guys are done before that, just say, hey, done, and we can move faster. But I think 5 would be good. So I'm going to set a timer.
Take my dog out. I gotta take my dog out.
Okay.
She's driving me nuts.
Poor thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
what were some of the things that when you were a kid, like what are the actual activities?
Well, I was a competitive skater.
Oh, okay.
And to tell you how old I am, I was actually the state champion and third in the Southeast in roller disco.
Wow.
I love you.
How fun.
So, but yeah, I mean, that was, and everything, even the bad things, it was overcoming challenges. I had some awful things that happened, and I overcame them personally too. So I don't really know how to, but even like in my past life and as a grown up, that was what I would, even in my jobs, they called me the firefighter because they would put me in a department that was having problems and I had to go figure out what was wrong and fix it. And then they would move me to the next one.
Oh.
So, I mean, that's just what I do.
So take a look at, just as a brain sparker, look at that unique brilliance verb list and see if there's something in there about that would say, I don't know, maybe fixing or revealing. Try to look at those and see if there's something that kind of kicks you a little bit. Transform might be one of those things, but it's got to hit with you, because it sounds like overcoming is transforming the situation, either mentally, physically, or something.
Yeah, that would
Innovate might be, yeah. Look through there and just see. So it would, maybe that'll kick you into something. Carol, how are you doing? You're cracking yourself up.
I feel for Sean. I do. This is my nurturer coming out.
And that's beautiful.
I see the difficulty you're having, and it's okay.
And remember, this is just a rough draft. So you can go back and go, you know what? I want to tweak that. I want to get better at that. But already I want to commend you, Sean, because you've looked at it and you're like, okay, I overcame all those things. So your unique brilliance is definitely something in there about transforming situations or maybe empowerment or innovate. It's or even navigating to something different. So go with whatever one of those verbs has a little hit on you, and then it might be a puzzle, it might be a problem, it might be an obstacle that you're overcoming. But what's that verb, and then fill in the rest of it. Carla, how are you doing?
Good. I said, I don't know which verb I like better, inspire or awaken.
Okay.
But I awaken transformation and empowerment.
Your leading is alchemist. I like awaken for alchemist, but it's got most of all, it's got to fit well with you.
Right. Yeah. Because it's not like, well, empire, they're kind of the same. But yeah, I like awaken as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think inspire is lifting up in my connotation of it.
Right.
Awaken is bringing up something that's already been there.
Exactly. Yeah. I like awaken better.
I think so.
Because it's in there. They already have it.
Yeah.
It's just bringing it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's the alchemist point of view right there. So do you have the full statement?
I awaken transformation and empowerment.
Awaken transformation and empowerment. I awaken transformation and empowerment. What do people get when they have empowerment?
They have a sense that they actually do have power, and that they have the choice, and that they can choose, and that they can set the course of their life.
Okay. What was the activity that you chose when you were a kid?
I played make-believe a lot, did acting scenes, dress up, went to the movies, sang, went to the beach, traveled, and swam.
So what were some of the words that you can use to describe those things?
Explore, imagination, creativity, fantasy, playful, expression.
Okay. Yeah. So that last word might be what you awaken?
Expression.
Think about it. Looking at what you do, expression is expression of talent, as
Right.
well as speaking and things like that. So, but expression is expression of talent, expression of who that person actually is. Expression can be the essence of somebody. It's
Absolutely.
strength. So expressing their strength. So it may be that. So I wanted to hear the words that you chose, because you can awaken. It's a little tough to think about the actual meaning of awakening empowerment. It's a little vague.
Right.
So if you awaken expression, I mean, that's kind of what you did for yourself when you were going to the movies, you know, and you were doing these things. You awakened your own expression. So that's what you've been doing since you were a kid. And that is kind of what you're doing now.
It is.
Yeah. Encouraging people to express themselves in their strongest way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I awaken expression.
That's all it has to be.
Okay. That's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is that simple. This is for us. Remember, it's specifically for you, right? So we look at it. We don't have to explain it to anybody. As long as it has a hit for you that you're like, yeah, that's who I am, right?
Okay.
So do me a favor. I'm going to have you work this first. I want you to stand up. We may not see all of you because I know you have your camera set just so we don't see everything. But I want you to stand up, Carla, and I want you to say that. I want you to put both of your feet down solid on the ground.
Oh, you can't.
Nothing.
What?
We may not see you.
Okay.
But that's good. We can see enough of you.
Okay.
Okay, so stand strong, nothing crossed on your body. And I want you to hold your head up and repeat that unique brilliance statement.
I awaken expression.
Say, my unique brilliance is, say the whole thing.
My unique brilliance is that I awaken expression.
How's it feel?
It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to make sure that it feels congruent to you.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
good.
Yeah, good. And that's what I want. I want you to be like, yeah, that's what I do. That's what I've been doing since I was born.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Sean, did you get any further? How you feeling? Oh, you turned your mic off.
You can't hear me?
Now I can.
Awesome. Okay. I put that I navigate to achieve change.
Navigate to achieve change. Navigate to achieve change. Okay. I want you to do me a favor, Sean. Stand up. Do the same
Can I
thing.
do that?
Yeah. Yeah, because this is how we can tell if there's a tell in your body. If anything in your body like doesn't feel like that's the perfect resonance, then we modify it. So I want you to stand like that. Yeah, I want you to stand up. Nothing crossed. We don't have to see all of you. Don't worry about arranging. And I want you to don't lean on anything. Just stand nice and strong. Yeah, see? I want you to stand nice and strong because this should be the essence of who you are. So it should be really comfortable and feel really good when you say it. So go ahead and start with my unique brilliance is the whole thing.
All right. My unique brilliance is that I navigate to achieve change.
How's it feel?
Pretty good. Pretty close.
Pretty close? Okay.
Yeah.
You can go back. Okay, you can go back and change it. You can change the verb. That might be what you need. Let's see. You are hero. Now I like navigate for hero. That was pretty good. Yeah, it's a good fit. You can always go back and change it. So I like when you stand up, give it a try. If you want to change it and stand up and actually like see what hits. If you say it's close, you might be able to get a little bit better.
Now this I can say, my unique brilliance is that I navigate to overcome obstacles.
There you go. That's it. I love it because this I can say, and that just rattled right off. So that should, in any time that you have a problem, small, large, anything that you just, go back to that and go, oh no, my unique brilliance is like, this is what I do, right? It's like you live, you breathe, you overcome obstacles. You navigate to overcome obstacles. I love it. That's your unique brilliance. So as you get this, that first page that has a little circle on it, I want you to go back and fill that in on that first page where it says unique brilliance. Carol, how about you? And you can also on that same page, I believe that I know that there's a space for influencing and signature archetype. So put your archetypes in there and my unique brilliance statement on that circular page. Carol, how are you? What you got?
I'm laughing because mine is sparkle.
Of course it is. That's absolutely perfect.
Exploded in me when you said that and I saw it. It's like,
yes.
Okay, so I sparkle inspiration and influence.
Awesome. Stand up.
And the reason why, okay, one of the things, so I said I'm a realtor, but I'm a breast cancer survivor, and I'm a huge, not fan, supporter of our local, in Austin, the Breast Cancer Resource Center, and I do speaking engagements for them. So a lot of that is in that inspiration and influence, because a lot of people know what I've been through. Yeah. And so okay, I'm gonna unplug this so I can hear y'all too.
Okay. Nothing crossed, stand up strong, and just repeat. Start with my unique brilliance is. My unique brilliance is.
Okay, my unique brilliance is I sparkle inspiration and influence.
How's it feel?
It feels perfect.
Yes. Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Humanitarian is a perfect fit for that statement. So go back and make sure that your page, the first page, the circle page that looks like this.
Yeah.
What we're filling in. So yeah. That's at the bottom of that circle. I love it. Are you guys good? Do you need a little 5-minute break for anything? To get coffee, water? Are you all right?
Okay.
Okay. You can also, you're not tied to your chair, so you can also get up and say, I'll be right back. like Sean's poor dog was like, hello, little attention. A little attention. All right. So we're going to move into creating the stand for and the expert statement. The I am a stand for statement is what you're stand for in your business. So an example of that is I am a stand for people loving who, and this is a stand for in your business. So while the unique brilliance was you overall in life, this is going to be a little bit more about your business and how you handle things. So you're a stand for. I'm a stand for, these are examples, people loving who they are and what they do no matter what. I'm a stand for people saying yes to themselves no matter what. Mine would be I'm a stand for helping people express themselves freely no matter what. I'm a stand for making people feel welcomed and part of a community. I am a stand for that if you just do it, you can do it. So that sounds almost like a tagline, right? Mm-hmm. But what are you a stand for? So take a second and think about this. That will apply to things outside of your business. But just for now, I want you to think about your business. I mean, Carol, I think with you being an advocate for the cancer survivors in the Cancer Resource Center, what you say here definitely will apply to that, as well as, what you're doing with your business. So what are you a stand for? If it helps, it would be something that you would go to the mat. You would go to the mat for. You'd walk through fire for. And you're also welcome to move into the next quick statement, which is, I'm an expert at. The expert statement is what you, and this would be a skill. This would be a skill or a strength, combination of skills and expertise that shows up over and over and over again for you. So that I'm an expert at. So that's the next statement. You can actually go and move right into that one. Excuse me. The I am an expert statement, for some examples, if it helps. I'm an expert, an example here, expert at making people feel beautiful. I'm an expert at creating relationships. I'm an expert at inspiring people to take action. Mine is, I'm an expert at building confidence and self-appreciation. Pause the recording for just a little bit, for like 3 minutes, and then I'm going to check back in.
Like on what I stand for is finding the silver lining in things.
Okay.
And then the other is, what is best and right, ethically, integrity, and honesty for me and my clients.
Okay. Yeah, I see how one is a little bit more worldly and one is more business-like.
Yeah.
Give them to me one more time.
I stand for seeing the silver linings.
Okay.
In fill in the blank, whatever, anything. And then I stand for what is best, ethically, honestly, and well, I'm kind of combining three things. Ethical and honest practices and integrity is very, very important to me. And combining that with what is best for my clients and myself. Because sometimes, I can fire clients too. So if it's not good, right for me, if they want me to do something illegal that'll lose my license, I'm not going to do it.
Oh, heck yeah. So I like the second one. I think it's stronger for this because we are looking more at the business side of your brand, right? We're talking about your company brand.
Right.
Brand. So I would go with the second one on that.
And what I really put was what is best and right for me and my clients.
Yes. That's all it has to be. I'm a stand for what is best and right for me and my clients. It can be that simple. Okay. Yeah. And then your expert statement. Have you done that one yet, Carol?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, the first thing was when I'm I'm an expert in negotiating what is best for my clients.
Okay.
Because I am.
Yeah.
And then an expert in seeing the best in people or a situation, spinning the bad or negative.
Okay.
That's kind of goes along with that silver lining. So it's probably, I'm an expert in negotiating what's best for my clients.
Yes. I think that's the expert. That's what comes up. It's something that comes up for you over and over again. It's more of a skill.
Yeah.
Where silver lining is more of your mindset. It's your infectious, influential mindset. But your expertise, your almost marketable skill is that. It's the negotiation.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a stronger choice. Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
Good.
You're on the right side of the table. Negotiating.
So these are two things that you can fill in on your sheet. They're on the right hand side of that circle front page once you get it down. And Carol, how are you? Carla, how are you doing?
Good. Okay. So I am a stand for people discovering and fulfilling their unique purpose and destiny.
Ooh, I like it. Okay.
I also said, and knowing they are loved, but that might be too long.
It might be a little long.
Okay, so I won't say that.
Yeah.
And I'm an expert in helping people grow and find truth and love.
Okay, you can keep the love in that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Say that one more time, the expert statement.
I am an expert in helping people grow and find truth and love.
Find truth and love. Grow, find truth and love. Okay, does that feel good for you?
It does.
And it's a skill that shows up over and over again in what you do.
Yes.
Okay, that's good. So you can write that one on the front of your front page too.
Okay.
You can tweak it later if you want to. Sean, how are you doing?
I put that I'm a stand for providing quality customer service, and I'm an expert at helping customers find perfect solutions.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Because you do so many variations of personalization and everything that you do. And what was the first one, the stand for?
Providing quality customer service.
Okay. So you would walk through fire for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Cool.
Well, and like in my business, if you're going to stand out against the online retailers, you have to do. That's what makes you different.
Love it.
Because you can always go online and find it cheaper.
Yeah.
But it's the service that makes it better.
Awesome. Okay. Feel good? Does that feel good? All right.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We're getting there. So when I said there's going to be a few things that we're moving into, one of them is actually coming up next. And this is the brand brilliance values. So this is going to give a little bit more, and there's also a keyword list on your cards that you might be able to use for this. So let's see, I pulled your cards out and I placed them where I would easily find them accessible. Here we go. So, and by the way, we actually have to spend a little bit of time looking over your cards, which maybe we should do. Why don't we do that now? So we really didn't do that. Before we get into brand brilliance, let's celebrate your cards a little bit. Shall we do that? Okay.
Yes.
Since, Alchemist is what everybody's.
Yeah.
One way or the other. Sean, it's just your second one, but why don't we start with Alchemist? So let's take a little break and kind of celebrate Alchemist for a while. So if you had your cards, you can read along and you can look at it as well. The next exercise we're moving into, we're going to be using some of the stuff on the back of the cards. So I figure it's a great time to just get familiar with it. And obviously you have these to really get familiar with it from here on out. But the spiritual contract, it's so funny. It's not my favorite phrase, but it's just what's on the cards. And, that's fine, is what we've already gone through. You know that this feels like you, every one of you, talking about loving the alchemist, the visionary, the catalyst, innovator, charismatic leader, mediator, shaman, healer, or medicine man or woman. They inspire people to commit to a higher vision of what they can be or do. Their service promises transformation, often has the allure of instant change. Although alchemist brands like Weight Watchers produce slower transformation, there is still a marked contrast between where a person starts and where they end up. They love synchronicity, are unconventional, hopeful, and value the link between magic and practical outcomes. The alchemist appeals to our desire to snap our fingers and experience a sense of magic, transforming ourselves or our situation into what we dream it can be. It's a little bit of magic kind of language around the alchemist. So some of this is going to be like when we read the branding words on the back, on the right-hand list, you're going to see some of these branding words. Chances are you're going to look at these words, which are suggested for you to use in any of your copy, in your speeches, when you're discussing what you do. Some of these will come very naturally to you. I'm like, oh, I already used that. Like literally, I think charisma is in here, right? And that's what I used for my first couple of companies, and that's been one of my words. And so I look at that and I go, oh, okay, well, that I'm using that. But then there's certain words that you're like, I would never use that, or I don't use that word. It doesn't mean that you have to. It just means that there are people that are drawn to you that would be very comfortable with that word if you did. Like for me, one of those words is manifestation. I don't dislike it. I value what it stands for. It's not one that kind of rolls off my tongue, you know? But I also realize that if somebody says to me, if I'm on a client call or potential client call, and they use the word manifestation, I have to understand, oh, the meaning of that is right in my wheelhouse. So they are, you know, of my desired community. It's just they're using a word that I don't choose to use, but it is part of what The Alchemist is all about. The brand soul is the essence of the brand. So it's dream, enchant, well, illuminate, transform, miracle. You almost want to say sparkle, right, Carol? It's like that sort of thing. The strengths that usually are almost always with an alchemist is highly innovative. You can see that in this group that I'm looking at right here on my screen. Creating change, producing ideas, highly intuitive, inventing new solutions, transforming situations. Actually, highly intuitive, it just strikes me, Sean, as being one of the things, because alchemist is your supporting. And highly intuitive is what would be able to help you and everybody in this group, but to help you create that customer service thing, to be able to instantly kind of tap into that. Strengths are inventing new solutions, transforming situations, assessing unseen powers, inspiring possibility. Carla, there's your inspiration, inspiring possibility. Now, the challenge is listed here. Like anything that is light, there's a dark side to it. This doesn't mean that the challenges are what you are, but there are times that you may be perceived as this. So it's good to know this, because you can look, if somebody gives you feedback that resonates with any of this, it's not that that's who you are, but you might want to look at, okay, what did I do that came across that way? Is there anything that I can change or tweak? So ungrounded, superiority, perfectionism, procrastination, unrealistic, or trickery, hence that sort of magical thing. If somebody, you know, throws that out at you, you know that, well, that's kind of part of the brand. That's the flip side of what people might see. Examples of the alchemist brands are here on the cards. Are any of them surprise you? It's funny how they'll put people in sometimes too. Harry Potter, okay. MasterCard. I don't really get the MasterCard thing. I have to watch some of those ads. I don't see that one so much. Swiss Army knives. I love it. Axe. You know, spray this stuff and the voice whole life will change. You know, it just sort of makes me laugh. Las Vegas, definitely. Spanx, that's a good one. Instant change and transformation. But yeah, pharmaceuticals, what an example, whether you love it or hate it, what an example of this brand, right? That of the alchemist, because when you watch the commercials on television, they literally want you to think that it's going to transform your life into something magical, right? It's going to be this incredible change. And then you hear the side effects.
Right.
Reality check. But that's what they're putting forth. So this is the most interesting thing about these cards at the bottom. I love this, because when I said that, part of the cool thing about what we're doing here is that you start to understand what people love about you and how they want to experience what they love about you. So that's why when you read the client, what your client wants at the bottom of these cards, it's so important. So the alchemist clients, doesn't matter what industry you're in, your brand appeals to those who desire something in their lives be magically transformed. They crave change in areas important to them and want you to make it easy for them to reach their goal. So as I'm saying this, apply this to exactly what it is that you do. This is the essence of making change feel magical. They love anything that feels new or amazing and are attracted to things mystical or ancient in origin. They will look to you to help them realize their dream, giving them a clear vision or help them see a new possibility. Make sure your branding takes a specific desire and presents it in a way that feels transformational. Everyone wants to feel wowed by something magical, and your alchemist brand is ideal for helping people feel what they want is possible. Now, Sean, this is your influencing. So this is what is going to pop your hero brand, alchemist brand forward. So your magic is going to be underneath the practical approach of hero. So while this is the leading for everybody, let me read Sean's leading now. Is that cool? So let me read hero for you, Sean. So your alchemist is influencing this. So you can see how it's going to give this flavor. The hero archetype. Hero's bravery and courage can take many forms, from toughness, conquest, and the drive to battle. You heard me read this once already, to championing those who cannot stand for themselves. The hero finds strength in adversity, values resilience, honor, and ambition. The journey may be a physical one or instead be an interior quest of proving worth, facing fear, and overcoming great obstacles. And you said that that's exactly what you did. While a hero's power and strength is often channeled into extreme competitiveness, when directed towards a higher good, the hero's perseverance, grit, and determination inspires us with the courage to achieve more than we thought possible. No matter what, the hero helps us tap into our own sense of honor, values, and conviction. So the brand soul of your leading archetype is brave, passionate, strong, honorable, sensitive, and determined. Strengths of a hero: courageous action, setting boundaries, overcoming adversity, defending integrity, protecting the vulnerable, braving fear, inspiring mental or physical toughness, and highly sensitive. Again, you have, God bless you.
Thank you.
Again, it was highly sensitive and intuitive with the alchemist. So you've got a real strength in that. I'm imagining like an empathetic sense is probably pretty strong for you. Challenges. This is, again, the things that people may see, though it's not necessarily true. Obsession, pride, isolation, cynical, secretive, or reactionary. Just things to look out for. Hero brands. Any of these surprise you or make you go, oh yeah, I bond with those? Nike, American Red Cross, firefighter, right?
An ironic story here.
Yeah.
Joan of Arc.
Yeah.
One of my aha moments as I was doing an impact book was when I did a presentation on Joan of Arc and actually did a model where I burned her at the stake and a dove flew out of the fire.
How cool.
Wow.
See, that's so funny because now that she's wow, and we know that your influencing archetype is a magical alchemist, right? That's that whole thing of like a dove flying, like there's a bit of magic there. So of course that would resonate with you to do something like that. That's so cool.
That's why I thought that was funny when I saw her on there.
Oh, that's great. So it's really accurate. So this is important. The hero clients. Okay, this is important for you. Doesn't matter what industry you're in, your brand appeals to those who want to be championed to better their best. They want to be saved from struggle or difficulties, will often seek you out when they feel most vulnerable. They crave feeling protected by your strength and toughness. They want to feel the thrill of victory and achievement. Give your branding a feeling of durability, power, and winning. Include a dose of humility and vulnerability. Everyone wants to feel like a winner. Your hero brand is ideal for helping your clients break through limits and champion them to achieve more than they previously thought possible. Does that fit with what you do and how you run your biz? Cool. Cool. And we have one more, is humanitarian. Right? We have hero, alchemist, and hero is the influencing as well for Carla. That's your influencing, the one we just read.
Right.
So that strength, yours kind of works in similar fashion, but with Sean, her hero is leading, and with you, the alchemist is leading.
Right.
So that magical thing that may come forth first is strengthened by the toughness of the hero for you.
Right.
Her toughness of the hero is kind of given that magical quality of the revealing characteristics of the alchemist. So it's just, they're similar, but you have different things popping forward.
Sure.
You have very different brands, even though you have the same things in there.
Right.
Right. So humanitarian, Miss Carol, this is your influencing. Humanitarian, speak up for the common man and woman, the unsung hero. We've already read this, so I'm going to kind of skip through some of it. The just like you style, lead from the trenches, inspire by simple, forthright character. The humanitarian archetype taps into our desire to know that we all count. We each have a voice, no matter what our status in life. The brand soul of the humanitarian is friendly, approachable, accepting, supportive, faithful, genuine. I'm looking right at the picture and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Strength, creating community, which you do so well, embracing diversity. And it's funny that you chose influence because that's how you create community. right? Easily approachable, fighting for equality, being unpretentious, supporting the underdog. This is just so you. Representing simplicity, seeing magic in the ordinary. The challenges, the dark side that may show up. It's not necessarily who you are, but what you need to be aware of. It could come across as being cynical, invisibility, disregarded, unappreciated, resentment, or victimized. I think that your alchemist is a pretty strong, I don't think that the victimization is something that's going to come up so much for you, but because I think that your alchemist is a pretty strong leading, you know, it's kind of like the hero is the toughness. I think the alchemist is pretty strong. I don't know that that's going to be something that I see in you just because I'm seeing that because I know you and I've been around you, but at times that may pop up. People may sense that. Okay. Examples of humanitarian brands. Any of these in here resonate with you? Paul Newman, Humane Society. Paul Newman, what?
Well, he's hot.
That resonates. Yep. Wrangler jeans. I love it. Wrangler jeans. State Farm, Budweiser, Rosa Parks, country music. I love it. But your humanitarian clients, now this is what they love about you. Your brand appeals to those who desire feeling a sense of belonging just as they are. They crave friendship, connection, and value everyday honest qualities over elite status. So this is something you can think of with your real estate, you know, approach. These are the people that are going to be drawn to you. They want to feel allegiance and love, showing their affiliation by wearing clothes or symbols that represent their association with a brand or team. Sean, you can step in here and create something. Establish in your branding that you are a friend, sharing common down-to-earth values of goodness, friendliness, and neighborly caring, being sure to never put on airs. Give them something they can wear to show their connection with you. Interesting. Everyone.
Hey, Sean.
I know.
I need your service.
Everyone wants to feel they belong, and your humanitarian brand can easily create a long-lasting bond of loyalty and friendship with your clients. Now, as a real estate agent, that's pretty cool. And as long as you keep that nurturing going after the sale, that's one way that you can possibly have them really be loyal to you. Yeah, they buy a house, right? And then you think, oh, the deal's over, but it's not. This is where the touch points of your brand that we talked about come in handy, because as you're following up, if they love you that much, you know, if they're wearing a bracelet that Carol Hardy gave her at the closing of the condo or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it might be something like that there's something that is specifically just that you come up with. It may be a bracelet, it may be a charm, it may be something that they put maybe even on a keychain that is something that would be unique to you, you know? So that's something to think about. They might actually like it.
Yeah.
Part of your follow-up touch points, something unique to you that is very, yeah, kind of cool. So maybe it is something to do with like a tagline, a belief, you know, something that you really resonate with. You could even put it on a hat, or, you know, whatever works for you. But I think that's an interesting little piece of information if they would like to have something of yours.
Yeah. So I've had a tagline for a couple of years now.
What is
it? It's on my cards. But it's not, well, it is dealing with real estate. It's a survivor helping you cure your real estate needs.
Yes. Yeah.
And cure is like, it depends on, you know, what it's on, but cure is usually the one that's all in caps in pink, or if it's, you know, like my cards, I can't do that because I have pink cards. So it's the cure is just in white, but all in caps. So a survivor helping to cure your real estate needs.
Cool. Well, maybe that's something you could put on a hat. Maybe, you know, just think about that. Think of what you might be able to just hand over. Something that they would keep.
I like the keychain thing. You know, I could get a pink ribbon keychain, or just a ribbon. It doesn't have to be pink. Yes. Just the ribbon. It can be for anything.
Yes.
That they want. And then have like the date that we closed on their house on it. My name, of course.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I do like that.
Sean, can you do that?
Can you do that, Sean? Not kidding.
Okay.
You should follow up and do this. You have each other's email because I sent you that. That's the reason that the workbook didn't come to you. Now you definitely have each other's email because I put you all in the same email with the workbook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's already taken care of. Yeah.
I like that.
I like that. And I like the fact that if you just leave it even a silver ribbon, it can represent so many different things.
Right.
It can be interpreted so many different ways. Cool. So, and Carla, we talked about both of you as the hero. Okay, so we've covered the cards. So the next thing that we're moving into is taking a good look at the brand promise. And so for that, we're going to be looking at some of the branding words on the back, the left side here, right? Left side? That would be the right side. Okay, it's the left side when I'm holding it this way. It's the left side in real life. Okay. Woo! The whole right-left thing, so confusing. So examples of a brand promise. So in a way, it's kind of similar to what you were saying, Carol, about your tagline. This can sound a little bit more like a tagline, but it's a pledge, essentially. It's an agreement. It tells your market that you can be relied on to deliver something consistently, okay, regardless of what it is that they're getting. So if, like for you, Sean, you offer a lot of different products, no matter what it is that they're coming to you for, whether it's a banner for a conference or baseball hats for their company softball team, right? This is the promise that's going to always run through. It's going to run true no matter what it is that you're doing. Examples of a brand promise. I turn managers into coaches so there's harmony in the workplace. I mentor high-achieving entrepreneurs into the spotlight so they can live the life they desire. We use the magic of the theater experience to help autistic kids soar to success. So the brand promise. I support brilliant business owners to authentically share their message to increase sales and profits. That's mine.
You say that again.
Yeah, mine. I support brilliant business owners and professionals to authentically share their message to increase sales and profits. Mine's written in my handwriting, which is the worst handwriting ever. I'm struggling to read my own. Another one is I mentor high-achieving entrepreneurs into the spotlight so they can live the life they desire. Oh, I might have said that one. But if you notice, what I liked about that one in particular, and a few of the others, is it's not just I mentor entrepreneurs or I mentor business, I mentor high-achieving. Right. So it kind of qualifies. You don't just work with women, you work with success-driven women, or I work with busy moms, or I work with, kind of get a little bit more specific. Don't worry that you're going to eliminate people. It's not about that. Not about that right now. We can always tweak this. This is a rough draft, remember. It's a draft. I have tweaked mine many times. That's why mine's scraped out and I hesitate when I read it because I've gone back and changed it.
Do we need to blend the two?
The expert.
I don't know what you're calling it.
The
archetypes.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I see what you mean.
The words.
Yes.
Like, can we use some off of each?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. Yes, you can. We're going to separate. As we get a little bit further here in just a little bit, we're going to separate and have you look through each one of them separately with a different filter. But right now, you're going to refer to both of the cards. You're going to look at the branding words on both of them, look at the strengths on both of them, if that helps to kind of prompt you and get you going. Yeah, use both of them. Mm-hmm. Stop the recording here so we don't have 3 minutes of silence. Okay.
I have a couple of things. Okay, so like I have two of them. One is, this is the one that just popped out.
Okay.
because I've always felt this all the time. I own the experience so clients can flow to closing easily. And so that way it hits whether they're selling or buying, doesn't matter.
Okay.
Both listing and buying. And then I thought, okay, I'm the catalyst to manifest the dream of home ownership. I don't like that one as much.
You don't.
And then I got to thinking, because I believe that I own their experience. If they have a crappy experience, it's my fault.
Okay.
I handle all their stress before they even know it's there, or they will never know it's there.
Give me that one again. I want to make sure that it's specific and emotional. So give me that one again.
That I own their stress and they never know it's there.
Oh.
Because I block it. They don't even know what's happened.
Right.
So it makes their experience a good one.
Okay. So you own their stress so they don't know it's there, so that what? It goes smoothly. They're calm and relaxed. So that what? What does that do for them when you own their stress?
That yes, that they have a good selling experience, that they have they can take that off their list. They can get to the closing being happy campers.
Okay.
I'm just brainstorming.
Yeah. I mean, stress-free has an emotional content to it. So when you say they don't know the stress is there is an emotional content to that. That's good.
Right.
That's
and
good.
There's always, there's some things I can't take from them, I can't take on for them. They're always going to be, what if this
family stresses? I mean, it's a stressful thing. So they're going to have family stuff that you can't deal with.
Yeah.
But as far as the transaction itself and the experience with you,
right.
That's what you do. I like it.
It would be golden. It would be magical. It will sparkle.
Well, actually, you know what? If it feels good, you can even write so they have a golden experience. So they have a sparkly experience. I mean, if that's, and honestly, I think you can deliver that.
I think I can too.
I think you can. I think that can actually be a promise of Carol Hardy, that she will deliver a sparkly experience.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think he would fail them on that. Yeah. So I write that on your front page, the left of the circle, the brand promise. And then Sean, how do you feel?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
You know what I think my biggest problem is, and y'all are gonna laugh, but I think I'm in the wrong business.
That can happen. But why do you think that?
Well, just because I do this because it brings an income.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because it's my passion.
Right. Yeah. But you can take, and believe me, I mean, I have worked with, even before I started doing this work, I was doing this work, but it wasn't as efficient and laid out as this particular training is. Mm-hmm. And I've had people show up before that say, I need to get my message together, right? This is why I decided to expand what I was doing into branding and a little bit more of the business side of the messaging and the video and the speaking and all that stuff. Because they would come to me. I had one woman who was a real estate agent, top of her game on the outside, making a ton of money, Keller Williams. So she had a big team underneath her, and she was like top in her state. I mean, she was just rocking it. And I said, okay, so why are you passionate about what you do? Early in I just went ahead and asked her that, and she goes, I'm not. Wow. And I was like, my young coach head was going, oh crap, that's not an answer. I was ready to I was like, scramble. Oh no, and because I was waiting for that so I could fill in the blanks, of my coaching book or whatever I was officially doing it. and I couldn't fill that blank in. I was like, oh no. And she said, well, I'm burned out. She said, I don't have any passion for this anymore. I'm burned out. I want out. and I could hear it in her voice that there was this piece of her that was like so over it. But what she did and how we got her around that, which may or may not apply to where you are, Sean, but I'm just going to share the story. I felt the need that I should share it for some reason. She said that her heart was also in a charity, that she was giving back. And actually she and her husband were building a charity that was for children. And it was based around baseball. For decades, both of their families have been ridiculous baseball fans. And so I said, so is your job fueling, providing the ability for you to create this nonprofit? And she said, yes. So that's why she wasn't going to let go, but she was kind of, her heart was somewhere else, and she just kind of done. And I said, well, let's do this. I said, since I was working with her specifically to get her messaging together, right? I said, why don't we really put a uniqueness to your business brand, to your realtor brand, and bring in the thing that lights you up? Because when she started talking about baseball and she started talking about the kids, like totally different countenance. Mm-hmm. And, from a subtle, how do I put it without sounding too nerdy? Because I'm a brain nerd. I have to be careful I don't get into too much as I call doctor speak. But from a human reaction perspective, there are things that subconsciously we pick up about other people when they are excited about what they do. And we don't notice that their pupils dilate. We don't notice that their skin flushes a little bit, that their lips are a little bit fuller, not consciously, but subconsciously, our little reptilian brain will go, oh, recognition, that is excitement, that is passion for life. And she didn't have that when we started talking about her real estate business. So what I did with her was I started to incorporate, she wanted to do a regular video blog. That was the main reason for her working with me. And I said, okay, we're going to call the blog. And we decided we're going to call it From the Dugout.
There you go.
And she would have little videos that would say, okay, here's how you find the home in your new city, first base. You research the schools, second base, and she literally put things into baseball verbiage to wake up her passion for life and remind her that what she was doing may not be her source of passion, but it fuels what she's passionate about. So then it literally changed the dopamine levels in her brain, so that when she would do her From the Dugout, once a week videos, she would hold her favorite baseball mug, and she would sit there over coffee and she would tell little anecdotes, and she would tie in the stuff that she was doing with her charity as well, and say, I'm excited this weekend, blah, blah, blah. Hope you can come out and see us. If you have any questions about the market or have one, that kind of thing. So she blended her passion into what she was already burned out on.
That's good.
It helped her so much. Now, I haven't talked to her in the last couple of years. I'm imagining at this point, she probably has gotten out of real estate. But maybe not. Maybe it's renewed and, she's back in there. But it really helped her at that point to be able to get through what she needed to get through. We worked together for a few months. But that may be something that you can consider. What is it that you're passionate about that maybe you're not passionate about the business itself, but it's fueling something. And your unique brilliance shines through no matter what it is that you're doing.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So let's move into, unless you guys need a quick break, you're always welcome to stop, take a break, grab coffee. Okay.
I'm going to take a break really quick. I'm going to
No problem. I'll slowly move into the next thing.
Okay.
The next thing we're going to do is the brand brilliance values. And let me look at the time. Okay, we're doing good. We're going to add some personality, and then the touch points I can actually leave with you guys. So we're doing good time-wise. I'm really happy with this. This worked out great with a small group. Worked out great. So Carol, this next thing we're going to separate. We're going to separate not us, we're going to separate your two cards.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I run by my brand promise again to you?
Yes.
Okay. That I will own your transaction experience to a sparkling home delivery.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it.
Okay. Because you know what? And as I am saying this, I am realizing something. I had an aha moment.
What?
That a survivor helping to cure your real estate needs really when I did that, I was wanting to reach out to clients that may be going through that they know that I can empathize with that. That's a very difficult time, blah, 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 blah. But cure means there's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't want to be saying you have something wrong. I need to cure you, you know, rather than come to me and I will, you know, more of a, let me help you with this rather than you have something wrong with you. Let me cure you. Yeah.
Yeah. So you found that there's a little bit of darkness that you don't actually own in that
Right.
word cure. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just came to me.
The word cure is kind of like the word hope. I had somebody say to me once, the word hope is based in doubt. And that never left me.
Yeah.
You know, it's perception of some people, but like hope is based in doubt. You have to believe.
Mm-hmm.
You have to believe. It's not a hope. You know, it's like the word try.
Oh yeah. You never try, you do.
It was, yeah. So hope was based in doubt. And so every time that I think that I'm going to use the word hope, I hesitate now. And like, is there a better choice? Is there a stronger?
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe a better choice is that was your aha.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think there is. I remember
I just ordered cards. I'm kidding.
Believe me, cards can be done over and over again. I'm totally up to them. I have to start mine over again too. I'll take recommendations for card places. Wherever you get your cards that are good quality, tell me. I need to. But yeah, that's a great aha moment. And that's one of those things that when you said it to me, it didn't click with me looking at you. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't as effervescent as you are. Your phrase, you know, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But I know where your heart is in it.
Right. And at the time, I think it was. But now I've grown. So yeah, I like this. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. Good job.
Okay.
So now we're going to move into the brand brilliance values. So we're going to separate your two cards. So we're going to be actually looking at the signature archetype first. Let me make sure I have everybody's. So we have hero and alchemist for you guys. Okay. So the signature archetype, I want you to take a look at the strengths that are on the back. And on this sheet that you have here, which is your step number 7, right? Well, I don't think yours has steps on it, actually. I realize that your book may be different. It just says create your brand brilliance values. And it looks like that.
Right.
Okay.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay. So that's where we are. What I want you to do is look at the strengths on the back of your signature archetype, your leading archetype, where it says strengths. I want you to choose the most developed strength there and the least developed. All of these are probably a part of you, but I want you to write down your most developed and your least developed on this sheet. And then answer those 3 questions underneath it. What does the strength mean for you? Or what is, you can even, if they almost the same question, what is important to me about this strength? And what do you value about this strength? So even the one that you have the least developed, what do you value about it? So go ahead and fill those in. That's your step 1 for creating the brand brilliance values. So I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. I'm going to pause the recording again so we don't have 3 minutes of silence.
To be able, to me, it was about not being a victim and withstanding struggles. And you have to believe and know that you're going to do this to get through.
Okay.
So that's where the conviction.
Conviction. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because when you say conviction at first, I think my mind goes convict, like negative. That's just like, explain to me what that means. So now I see what you mean by it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. That's just my head.
But maybe take a different word.
Well, what do you ladies think? Well,
when I heard her say conviction, I felt like she was saying, I am strong in this belief.
Right. I did.
And that's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
So that's
So you didn't take it as a negative.
Okay. Then I would stick with what you got.
Okay.
You know, it's going to resonate differently with other people, but it's fine. You got the majority of people getting exactly what you meant. I wasn't offended by it, but I was like, it made me think, which isn't a bad, not a bad thing. So fill that in too. So what we're moving into now, and Carla, you can catch up with us. You can go back to that. It's up to you. But this is a little bit more of the fun stuff. This is the brand soul client experience. So once we're again separating the two cards, we're going to take a look. This is when we're putting on the filter, like putting on the hat of alchemist.
You stopped.
I stopped?
Yeah.
You're frozen. There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope I was frozen in a flattering. Never is, right? You're always frozen like with your eyes crossed and stuff. I don't know what happened, but we have work going on outside, so I hope they didn't do anything with my internet. Let's just make sure we get this done. All right. And then they can mess with whatever they want to mess with. So the brand soul client experience is an exercise that we're going to do to help you really get clear, to hone in, to know what you stand for. So we're separating the two cards again. You're going to pick up your signature archetype with the hat or through the lens of your signature archetype.
There you are again. We
Really?
lost. There you
There we go. Okay. Your signature card
Yes.
going.
Okay. Through, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Say a little prayer, like do a rain dance or something in front of my computer. So through the signature, the filter of the signature archetype, and then you'll see the influencing archetype. We want to look at what you believe is possible for your clients. So I want you to state it in current tense and be emotional about it. So I believe that they can overcome, or I believe that they can have a pleasant experience or a golden experience buying their home. I believe, right, that their dreams can come true. I believe that they can accomplish more than they think possible. I believe. So you want to tell us what you believe from the wearing the hat of the signature, and then put on the influencing archetype and say, what do you believe is that? So what do you believe is the alchemist? What do you believe is the hero? What do you believe is the humanitarian? There'll be different answers, slightly different sometimes, but they'll be different. Don't think too much about this. This is a little bit more of the funner. Like that word? Funner stuff. Funner.
I'm starting to confuse myself.
Okay.
Can you tell me again what we're trying to do on this?
Yeah. When you look at your signature archetype, which for you is alchemist, right?
Alchemist. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So looking at alchemist, don't have that. Here we go. Looking at alchemist. Okay. Through the lens of alchemist. So if you have to, you can look at the card and go, okay, make dreams come true. Look at some of the strengths as an alchemist, highly innovative, creating change, transforming situations. So that's the hat that you're wearing now, as if the other influencing doesn't exist. You're only thinking through the alchemist filter. What do you believe is possible for your clients?
But do I need to pick it from the brand soul words?
No.
Oh, because I was seeing this brand soul client experience.
Yeah. No, you don't need to pick it from
Okay.
the words. You just, this is kind of coming from your heart. This is like, yeah, I believe this is possible. So it can just come from you. We've done enough work kind of honing in on other things that it should come kind of easily. Sean, what comes to you? What comes to you for what you believe is possible for your signature archetype?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who you froze? I didn't hear who you asked. I said that I believe my clients can acquire standout products to get their companies on the tip of the tongue.
To get their companies on the what?
The tip of everybody's tongue.
Ah, okay.
Talked about.
Okay, we talked about. Love it. And then the influencing for you, which is, as I look back,
I got that part.
okay.
Okay, so on the influencing, but I believe that my clients can migrate from the normal to create positive results.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They can migrate.
They can change.
Yeah. Yeah. They can change for incredible results. Okay. That's what you believe is possible. I love it. Emotional, more intense. Yeah. So you can actually start to look at the next one, which I love. In fact, I want to just draw your attention. I love this question. As your signature archetype, so again, you're putting on the hat of your signature, your leading archetype, and you're looking through that lens. What do you not tolerate in your clients? I love this. Boundaries. It's a hero quality to want to enforce those boundaries. So this should be kind of fun. What do you not tolerate in your clients? I don't tolerate negativity.
Indecisiveness.
What?
Indecisiveness.
There you go. Yeah. It can be as simple as that. What do you not tolerate? Right. You do the same thing with your influencing archetype. What do you not tolerate? So this is valuable because as somebody like me, or even Carol, we can choose, well, any entrepreneur, I guess, can choose who you want to work with. You can always say no to somebody. And if I have somebody that comes in that's, when I don't usually, but if anybody were to walk up to me and they're really negative and they don't think that they can accomplish things and they don't have the drive and it's just a negative mindset about everything, that's not really somebody that I'm going to be able to work with. I won't tolerate that. And it's a huge shift for somebody I would, help them as best I could, but I'm not going to make that a private client. I'm not going to tolerate that in my work. It's too high of a mountain for me to climb. Mm. So if they go off and do some work and come back and they've shifted that, I can work with that person, but I can't tolerate that total negativity. So that's what I mean by I love this question, because you look at it and go, oh yeah, I'm not going to tolerate that. Or if somebody gets stuck in something, indecisiveness, you know that's your fire to be like, oh no, we're not going to stay here. This is not going to be tolerated. Right.
That and dismissing my value.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Those are strong. You can come back to this later. I'm going to push a little bit to go into the next question, which I also love. What are the 2 to 3 key emotions that you want them to feel when they first see, hear, or experience your brand? This is tying into directly, if you were on the webinar with me, I touched on the brand touch points. I think, Carol, maybe when I spoke, I touched on those as well. The brand touch points. This is like everything that you're in. The last sheet actually has a list of those. So in your book, that last sheet has a list of the touch points. Touch points are everything from your voicemail message to the fonts that you use on your cards, to your biography, your tagline, your logo, the experience that they have with you. So what are the 3 emotions that you want people to feel when they experience your brand, like in any of those touch points? So this is why with these three words, and you can always go back and change. I have to tell you, I filled in mine and I've got it scratched out. Remember I said hopeful? I wrote down hopeful first and like, oh no, hope, that's not good. I wrote inspired. So you can go back and tweak it. When I went through this, I wrote down something and I went back and looked at like, no, I'm gonna do something better. So my emotions are inspired, championed, and empowered. So I want people to feel one or all of those things when they see me, or they hear my voice, or they read a blog, or they see a video. I want them to feel inspired, championed, and empowered. Those are the emotions that I want people to tell me they feel. It makes me feel good when they say that that's how they feel. So what is it for you?
Can I go ahead?
Yeah.
Enthusiastic, empowered, confident.
Ooh, love it.
Oh, I love confident.
Yeah.
You can use that too, Carol.
Yeah.
Use that.
Well, I kind of have that in another word, but I still like it.
Yeah, confident in themselves and confident that they can make the change.
Yeah.
That it's going to happen for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Carol, even with you, as far as real estate, confident, or whatever word you chose, would be confident.
Expert.
Decision. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Expert, confident, safe, protected.
That had to be in there somewhere. I knew it. Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to say fun, but I feel people perceive me, they don't see me professionally if I'm too fun.
Yeah. That can be like a little surprise bonus when you work with Carol.
So you think I should put fun?
No, I just mean if it's, remember, you're thinking the top 3. So it's kind of, you work with all the archetypes, even though there's a piece of you in every one of them. You're working with the 3. So the top 3 emotions. And I would say, since we're talking business and your brand for your business,
probably energy.
That would be good.
For sure.
Yeah. I think, and that's a way of saying fun without it sounding fluffy.
Right.
Fun, sometimes people associate with being fluffy. And you're not fluffy, but you just like people to have a good experience. And Sean, for you, when you're coming up with the 3 emotions that you want people to experience, Sean, it's even if you were to change and go to a different business, emotions would probably still be part of you.
I came up with optimistic, trusting, and triumphant.
Awesome.
I like triumphant.
Yeah.
I like that too.
And trusting,
like that.
With integrity being so high, and hero as yes. Really good. Really good. So if you notice, I don't often tell, I froze. Am I unfroze now? How about now?
No, you're fine.
You're good.
Okay. I'm feeling pressure that I want to make sure we get to the last thing, which is fun. So the last thing is adding personality to the soul of your brand. This is just fun, but it may come into play when you have to make decisions of things. But adding personality to the soul of your brand, I want you to think of this as your signature archetype. So as a Carol as an alchemist with a humanitarian influencing, and Sean as a hero with an alchemist influencing, Carla as an alchemist with a hero influencing. If your brand were from a different time, what time would it be? This is off the top of your head. Just have fun with it. Oh, we lost Sean. So I think I was freezing for her. Are you back, Sean?
I'm back.
Okay.
Everybody froze for me, so I figured it was my end.
Ah, but you're back. I'm glad. So this is just fun off the top of your head. If your brand were from a different time, what time would it be? It can be past or future.
70s.
Why?
Because I want to be buried in a disco ball.
I can see that.
I love that.
I love it. Yeah, that makes sense. Sean.
Well, and that was a lot of my growing up years was in the 70s, in the early 70s, mid 70s.
And I think of colorful and disco balls. So yeah, that part of it works out great. Sean, what time for you?
I would say late 70s, early 80s, because that was before the online businesses became so prevalent.
Yeah, I love it. So things had the value was a little different than it is now. And you still represent that traditional solid value. I love it. Carla, what about you?
Well, I went way back. I was first doing like the Renaissance.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was also thinking of like the pioneer days, like, you know, pioneering something.
Okay. Yeah. I love it. I kind of like the Renaissance thing. That's sort of cool, you know? And I think because it's the alchemist, it's a little bit of magic around the Renaissance sort of thing, you know, the clothing and everything. So next question, fun, again, top of your, and I don't know the names of fonts. I just put down a description of it. If your brand were a font, what would it look like? Would it be straight up and down? Would it be square? Would it be flowery? What would it be? Dawn, you can probably give me like the name of the actual font. We won't know.
Oh,
I know the font.
What would your font be? Did I freeze again?
no.
No.
Okay. So what would it be? How would you describe the font that would represent your brand?
Who are you asking?
I think
Anyone.
I think mine would be fun and a little bit, just kind of a goofy font,
Kind
like a handwritten.
Yeah. Okay.
Mine would be curvy, but not too cursive, because too cursive you can't read it. But curvy with soft edges.
I like it. Carla, how about you?
I was going to say kind of bold and strong.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it were a place, where would it be? It could be a desert. It could be Bali. It could be the mountains.
Disney World.
Disney World. Oh my God. That's so okay. Carla? Sean?
I'm gonna say Florence, so I'm gonna keep with the Renaissance theme.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Sean, what place?
Well, I don't know. I can always say the beach, 'cause that's where I am.
Which is where?
Which is where I am.
Yeah.
But
The beach, did you say?
yes.
Mm-hmm. So that works. It's where she is.
Yeah.
Well, see, I like the ocean and the water and the sand, and the possibilities are endless.
Yeah. And something else, it's very dependable. The time comes and goes in a very dependable time, and it's timeless. Right? And that's really good. You can count on it. Trustworthy is one of your words. That's really good. I like it. If it were a song, what would it be? Carol, come on.
Celebrate by Kool and the Gang. Or my latest one that I listen to every morning is Black Eyed Peas, I Got a Feeling. And whenever they say, I've got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night, I say, today's going to be a good day.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I have two songs.
Okay, that's good. Have two. A mini playlist. Anybody else?
Yes.
I was stuck. This was a hard one for me because I change every day with what I love. So
I said there's a hero in you. You know that song?
oh,
There's a hero in you.
yeah. Oh my gosh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. All right. Sean, do you have a song? No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure. Everybody's looking at you. Sean, do you have a song?
I don't know. I mean, if it were a song.
This was a hard one for me. You don't have to, I mean, you can think about it. When you're, you know what? When you're listening to the radio, you may find a song and go, that's it.
Life is a highway.
Oh,
I like that. Life is a highway.
yeah. I love it. There's, and then there's a question of color. What color would you be? And I love them. I'm going to skip color. I just want to go to texture for the sake of time.
I got hot pink for color.
What's that? What color?
Hot pink and furry.
How about
or
you?
like feathery, like boas.
Yeah, I can see that. Carla, what's the texture for you? Smooth, rough.
Probably silk.
Okay. All right. Texture can be wood, like stone. It could be luscious. It could be, I don't know.
Slick.
Choppy, slick. Like cement. Pretty cement, not bad cement. Pretty cement.
Sandy. You're on the beach, sandy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Sandy.
And smell like copper toned suntan lotion.
I love that.
I gotta
I
put
love the way that
smell.
smells.
Your brand smells like what? Okay.
My color's going to be lime.
Okay.
Lime. Okay. I have a question, Sandra. Do you know about the psychology of colors? Do you know a lot about that, or?
There's so many different takes on it. I did look at this partly because of branding issues and website choices and graphic design information.
Right.
And then I also looked because I wanted to understand, from a brain perspective, what is the real. So I looked up not just the graphic designer sites, but I also looked up like Psychology Today, and there are so many, what?
Right. Go ahead.
There's so many different takes on it that I'm sure that there's some value in some of it, but they do tend to contradict each other sometimes.
Oh, okay.
So I kind of take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
I mean, and that's actually.
I think it depends on what you're using it for. Like when I do flyers or brochures or anything, I tend to stay away from red. But blue is more welcoming, and then green, it can sometimes be tricky because they're spending money. Do they want to spend that much money? But blue is a lot more welcoming and friendly.
And blue is usually.
And red is you're getting foreclosed on.
And as a speaker, I've actually had one of my favorite stylists to work with. Does a lot of work, obviously, with color. But she is, I think there's like, I don't know, a handful of gurus in the world. Literally, that is their name. I forget what it was now, but there's literally like 5 people in the world that are certified at the level that she is for styling. And that takes into her training, not just design and things like that, but really intense work on color and how it motivates people. So when she's training, say, a coach, she has somebody that is, a coach kind of like me, and they were doing a launch. So they were doing a series of training videos leading up to a launch. Every day she had her in a different color. And it was because the emotion of that color was going to fit, them building trust, and then, feeling like getting into action. And whether that was actually based in psychological truth, I don't know. But I do take certain things pretty seriously. So if I am speaking, I don't want to wear red in front of most female audiences. Red is a very aggressive color.
Right.
I have done it in front of female audiences, but they have been female audiences that are of a certain mental makeup, you know, like extremely driven, usually working in a masculine world, it gains respect. But it also, in other circumstances, like if I'm speaking to people that are looking for work or survivors of any kind of abuse, red is not a color you want to wear. So
Right.
simple things like that I pick up, but I could get so caught up in the psychology of color. And as soon as I would make a choice, like a button on my website that I would choose to be orange because it's supposed to motivate people, somebody would go, orange means this, orange means that. And then I'd feel like I made a mistake. Right.
Okay.
So basically just find the colors that you like, that resonate with you, and go with that. I mean, no, there are certain triggers that aren't so great. There's a lot of colors on my site that I want to lighten. So for me, it's more of a sense that I get from like website or a card that's handed to me.
Mm-hmm.
What is my emotional reaction to that color?
Okay.
How I do it. Yeah.
Okay.
You really can get caught up and you'll send yourself in circles. Crazy.
Yeah.
So that's it. The last thing, we're a couple minutes over and I want to honor your time, but we talked about this, the touch points. So what you've come up with today, if you look back at that lovely circle on the front page, and on the back of that page too, I think that you'll see some other locations where you can fill in some of the blanks of the things you worked on. I think that first page is the most important, where you can see everything at a glance. Keep your cards, because your cards are going to be really valuable when you are writing copy or looking for a way that you can express yourself either on video or speaking. You can pull from that. Remind yourself of what people love about you as the alchemist, as the hero, as the humanitarian. And don't hesitate to put that forward first. So if there's a word that you have been using even in some of your correspondence or your copy, and you know what, well, like you, Carol, like you said, what was the word that you said? Like, I'm thinking about that now. Cure, the word cure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So you may, now that you've done this, look back and go, you know what, I never really clicked with that word. Now you can replace that word with something that maybe is more accurate for you and better for you, and see what the reaction of people will be. Those touch points give you a good list on the back of things that you can look at right now and say, is my brand represented well in these touch points? Does it evoke those 3 emotions that I talked about? Does it showcase my brand brilliance values correctly? It doesn't have to showcase them outright, but make sure it doesn't go against those things, right? That nothing is in conflict with what you discovered here today. And so that's really important for me. When I get somebody's voicemail on their business, that makes such a difference to me. If I call up, so there's a gentleman that we just paid, and I'm going to tell you the amount because it's obnoxious, $1,800 for him to detail and protect the paint on our car. So it stays looking like new for years. It's a 3-year coverage, and my car feels like a china plate. It's remarkable. It doesn't get dirty. I don't even have to wash it, and it protects the paint, so it will have higher resale value when we go to sell the car. So we made this investment. It's $1,800. He is not, I mean, he gets flown out to California to do like celebrities' boats and stuff. I mean, I call up his voicemail and it's the automated, you have reached number 512. Really?
Yeah.
And you want how much of my money?
Right.
If I had not worked with him already and didn't know what he did, I would never have continued that conversation to enter into his business, you know, and he doesn't even realize it. He doesn't realize that these touch points are off. And and when they're off, I just wonder how much money is he losing by that not being solid for him. No. So that's just something to look at. That's like something that you can start to say, okay, the touch points that I have on this list, how am I doing? What can I change? What can I make better? And so do you, how are you? How are you feeling? Your takeaways?
I'm excited.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sean, how are you feeling?
Like I have a lot of work to do.
I know, I can see you look like you're feeling a little heavy, but why?
No, I just, this was eye-opening.
Okay.
And I want to go back and fix a lot of my touch points.
Okay.
Since I do the work myself.
I know. I'm there with you. I get it. Yeah. Yeah. And you
But I
can.
feel good about what we did.
Good. Good.
Too.
All right. I want to know that you got value out of it, and it's something that you can use as a stepping stone to build on. And
Yes.
you have, like, email me if you have any questions. You're like, hey, I'm kind of stumbling on this, or I want to rewrite something that we wrote and try it out. How does this sound to you? Bounce something off of me. You're welcome to do that. Carla, how do you feel?
I feel affirmed because I feel like I was right about how I am, and it gives me a lot more information about how to present myself.
Yeah.
And since I'm going to write a book, so it's all kind of gelling for me, but I also feel very overwhelmed at the same time because it's a lot.
How can we help the overwhelm? Is it maybe taking bits, like
Probably.
yeah, take bits.
Yeah.
Take little bits of it. And even if you put it into a strategic planner of sorts, if you have a strategic planner, putting, okay, this week I'm going to work on touch point A and B, or
Right.
this week I'm going to redo my bio, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Some of those things. I changed my bio and still feel like I have to tweak it, but I changed my bio a lot when I went through this, because I had somebody that is an excellent copywriter, and she wrote my bio a while ago, and I just think she's just so talented, but it didn't have my voice. It didn't have the words that I use, and in it had a different tone, and I always felt really awkward about it. I went through this, and like that day, that was what was on me that day. I'm like, that's wrong. That's not me. And so maybe check in with yourself and go, okay, what is the thing that hits me that I most want to change?
Okay.
Start with that.
Good.
For me, it was my bio, because it is on my website. People go to your website, they click about, they want to know your story.
Mm-hmm.
And my story was not displayed with my archetypes in place at all.
Gotcha.
It wasn't me. So it was actually hers. It was more of her archetypes.
Right.
Right. And knowing that wasn't the right voice, that wasn't the voice I wanted out there, I definitely went and shifted and changed that. That was where I started. So, but this is something that I want you to keep the cards and look over it and keep going. Do you see how, especially with how you said it, Carla, when you understand what your brand brilliance is, what the value is that you bring, what your personal unique brilliance is, how much that can affect how you ask for your worth and hold your ground, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm worth it. And when you actually own this, so if ever you have like a serious negotiation coming up where you're going to pitch somebody your business and you're asking for a big lump of money, I would go back and just go over this and just remind yourself in a quick second, oh yeah, I'm so worth this. And then walk in.
It's good.
So it's a great little confidence booster. It's a little oomph in you before you step into a negotiation or a conversation that might be a little challenging.
Right.
So there's a lot. And looking at somebody that you're bringing into your business, okay, like Sean, hey, I'm it all the time. But if you have somebody that, say, is going to be answering phones for you, or is going to be making calls for you, or sending emails for you, or writing, even writing social media things for you, make sure that they have your brand, not theirs.
Right.
Not fun. Unless they're doing sales and they need to highlight their own brand, like we're saying, if they're responsible for bringing in revenue, you have to encourage them for their brand. But if they are representing you, it has to be your brand. So that's important. Like, I've got a girl that I'll introduce probably in the Elevate group. If you guys are all in the Elevate group, right? On Facebook?
I'm not sure.
I guess I'm not.
You're not?
What is it? I don't know.
Good. I don't know if you are or not. Go to Facebook and look up the word Elevate, Sandra D. Robinson's Elevate group, and just click to join.
Okay.
I know you don't even have to answer the questions. You just click ask to join, and don't worry about the questions. I know the answers to the questions for you anyway. So just click on that. And it's specifically designed for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and entrepreneur-minded professionals that I have worked with or been in my programs. If you see me speak, that qualifies. When I start the podcast has the same name, Elevate with Sandra D. The podcast will be sending people, the right people, over to the group as well. So I'm really building a community with micro trainings and learning units and things to really support each other. And I am being very specific about who I'm bringing in. So it is a public group, but you'll see that you have to kind of answer questions, and it's going to be, you have to kind of qualify to be in the group. So we all benefit and grow.
Good.
And I want people that are serious in their growth for their self and their business. So, yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Some overlap with the podcast, and the podcast will cover a bit more, maybe broader ideas of elevating your health, elevating your business, elevating your life in general. And we'll have some guests, not all guests on the podcast, but it'll be fun. So they'll be kind of cross feeding each other. So whatever modality you feel like you can be fed by that day, I want you to be able to have it.
Okay.
Cool.
Good.
All right. And the final thing is, if there's something else here, call me, email me, that you're like, hey, I need clarification, or I'm kind of stumbling, or I don't like what I did with this, or how does this apply to my choice of blah, blah, blah. Just go ahead and do that. You can always schedule a brainstorming call with me. It's 15 to 30 minutes on every signature. I sent you guys an email today. At the bottom of that signature, you'll see my Calendly link. It's in there all the time. You can always go there and schedule time with me at 15 or 30 minutes. And if ever you want to talk about working one-on-one, or even doing a half VIP or a VIP day, you can just contact me through the Calendly, or anyway, and just say, hey, I'm thinking about this, and we'll talk about whether that's a good thing for you. And the $149 that you spent for this, if you do choose to work one-on-one, either VIP or in a longer program, I'll actually just take the $149 off. So today would be free.
Great.
Right? You've got, let's just say you've got 30 days or so if you want to take advantage of that.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
So that makes your training today gratis. Gratis. And let me know too, like what you're able to change. If you shift something, I guess it's a testimonial, which I'm really, really, really bad about asking. But if there's anything that shifts for you, that's an improvement because you did something from what you had today, and you see the difference, I want to know. Or you feel a difference, I want to know. Send me a little note that just says, hey, this is what happened today.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, you guys.
What if we sent you a video?
Yes, please.
Video's good.
And speak. You can.
I love doing videos.
I'm not worried about you stepping out at all, Carol. Yeah, let's do that. And at some point too, I'd love to start interviewing folks that are in the Elevate group on their business. So if you guys are open to that, or giving just a couple, it'd be a short interview. I'm talking like less than 10 minutes, but something where you can give a couple of tips. And Carol, you can talk about either the cancer survivor support that you do, or or real estate, but whatever is on your heart. If you want to get in there and just share, hey, here's a couple of tips of how to promote your business really well. What is the thing you're investing in, or and Carla,
Sure.
here are the things that I see trip up women the most, something like that. So
Sure.
let's talk about that. So if you're in the group, and probably within the next month for sure, I'm going to put a little ask out and say, hey, who wants to do a quick interview here on live and share some of your tips in your business?
Okay.
Cool.
Great.
All right. And I'm thinking I might even do something. I'm just thinking about this now. I might do something consistently, like on Tuesdays, Tip Tuesday, and feature a member.
Cha-ching.
Sound good?
Good idea.
Sounds good.
Great. Thanks. You just made me make that decision. All right, you guys, have an awesome remainder of your day and a great weekend.
Thank
Call me if
you.
you have any questions, okay? All right.
All right.
It's good to meet you all too.
Nice to meet you. Bye.
Bye.
Contact us. Stay in touch.
Okay. We'll do.
Bye.
Bye.